2018 Nissan Maxima. This is a quick review and talk about this car. Let's talk about the CVT. If you like any of this, please like, subscribe. I don't make any money doing this. I do it for fun. This is a lovely car. I'm a big fan of Maximas. Sort of always wanted an earlier one with a 6-speed and the limited slip. So when I got a chance to rent this Maxima, I was pretty excited. The only weird thing about it is it's got a CVT transmission. Being a performance-oriented sort of fellow, I've always read that CVTs are the worst. I've only driven one before in a Subaru Impreza, and it's okay. I mean, it's fine. But what's a properly quick car like with a CVT? Let's just go over the quick details. This thing's got that 3.5-liter Nissan VQ V6. I've driven it in a bunch of cars. It's a really great motor. It's even better in this thing. It's super refined, very quiet. They did some new styling on this car. I like it. It's good. Rear's a little weird. Front looks awesome. It's got a good sized trunk, folding seats, which is very useful. Let's check out the interior. Nice 18s. Ride quality is quite good. This car is a sporting car. That's its intention, is to be sporty. Got lots of screens. Got a nice big screen here. Has some information you don't really need, but it looks cool. It's got Nissan's own sat nav and stuff. It works fine. This thing has the bass stereo in it, which is okay, but you should probably get a premium stereo. The interior stuff is nice. It's a modern design. You've got a couple cool buttons here. You got manual, normal button, and sport button. Sport button changes this thing a lot. Really a big difference, and you can manually go through the gears. Apparently some of them had flappy paddle shifters on there, which is good. Big back seat. Quality inside. The mirror is not the best, and it doesn't dim enough. When you're driving at night, this thing auto dims, but I don't find it gets nearly dark enough. I had to fold the mirror up. This thing handles great. It's very flat in the corners. The steering feel, it's got weight. Not a ton of feel, but weight, but it's pretty good. I got to drive this thing pretty fast through some mountains here in California, and the thing is very capable. There is no torque steer. Even though you've got 300 horsepower in front-wheel drive, it doesn't pull. No pulley. I don't know. The traction control is unobtrusive. I've, slip on the sand and stuff, and you can barely tell it's there. The thing works great. These new cars, they haven't figured out well. It doesn't really understeer. I drove it quite fast. This thing's great. But the ride quality is excellent. The seats, I find, are a little bit hard. The leather's a little hard. This thing's got this thigh extension. The problem is there's a gap here and you can feel that in your leg, but maybe the thigh extension works for some people. But it's a decent car to be in. Maybe not the best long distance cruiser, but that's just me. This is a sports car. It really is. Maybe it's not as hardcore as like some, but it's good. All right, let's talk CVT. You've heard CVTs are the worst. You've heard they slip. Like on a snowmobile, an ATV. The other one I drove in the Subaru, it was okay. This thing is pretty good. Nissan has stuck with this for a reason. I've read on the Maxima forums, oh, CVT is the worst, the devil. Why, how could you dare? I would have to drive this thing back to back with like a conventional auto to really judge it. But I did just have a new Dodge Ram with an 8-speed, so I can compare this to that. Had a lot of power. It's quite good. So the thing is, most people won't care. This thing just has relentless thrust. When you put it in sport mode, the throttle is very twitchy. You really just whisper on it, and the thing's like, wah! What it does is it tries to simulate like going through the revs. So when you get on hard, it's like, bah, bah, bah. As the CVT adjusts it perfectly. When you're on normal speed, in normal mode, it just goes like a normal CVT, and it'll go to like 2,000 RPM and just sit there. The thing is that it's always in the right gear. It's always efficient. Whenever you're at highway speed, it just figures out how much torque horsepower you need, and then just puts the transmission there. So the thing makes 30 miles to the gallon, which is really good for this series of motor, which is notoriously thirsty on gas. I've used the manual function going down mountains, put it into like 3rd gear, and it gives you engine braking going down, and you can get on it, and it responds pretty quick. I have to say, I am amazed at how good it is. Especially for the business of just getting on it hard. The car is pretty fast. It's relative. I mean, compared to faster cars, but this thing is pretty quick. It handles great. It's serious about its business of being sporting, And I don't think the CVT takes away from that at all, which is amazing for me to say because I'm like, ooh, 6-speed manual for life, ooh, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the world of automatics, it's as good as anything else out there, but it can always be in the exact perfect RPM for fuel economy, and it's very quiet doing it. But when you get on it, accelerates hard, goes through the gears, makes awesome noises, the thing works great. Nissan wouldn't have kept putting CVT in this if they hadn't figured it out. Man, it's pretty good. If you want a, execu rocket, and these things are not expensive compared to Infinities, you can tell where they cut costs a bit, but really, this thing kicks ass. This is a sweet car, and the CVT doesn't take away from it at all. Hope you found this interesting. Do you own a Maxima? Do you like these things? I know it's blasphemy to say CVTs are good, but it's good. You should try and drive this car and then make up your own mind. Also very fun to drive. It's just a rocket on these washboard sand roads too. It's pretty good. And then when you get on the pavement, man, she's a fun one to drive. I just wish the seats were a little more, maybe I'm getting old and soft. Anyways, do you like it? Tell me about your experiences. You like this car? You want a different car? I don't know. Let me know. See you on the next one.